Hello and good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to the Animation Breakfast Club.
Is everything working?
I believe our audio is working, yeah.
Awesome.
Today, India, what are you going to be working on?
Probably the Repo Mantis poster, right?
Repo Mantis poster for Rise of the TMNT.
Repo Mantis poster!
Repo Mantis poster.
Yeah, let me
And I'm going to be doing, trying to do some more storyboarding.
Wow!
Sharpening your sword metaphor animatic.
How is the storyboarding going, by the way? Like, how far through it are you, do you feel?
I would say like half the way through it. How come?
So there's still some stuff that you haven't boarded yet?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I need to time it out as well.
Fair enough.
Like, it's kind of, I'm still in the brainstorming stage and experimentation stage, I would say.
Okay. I was just wondering, because I've seen you work on it a couple of times, but I haven't actually asked you where it's at or seen it all the way through or anything.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Also, we have Pat with us this morning. He's around to chat, so we're going to have him on call. Now that everything is working, our technology is functioning.
Yeah. Did I get to the Bloodborne DLC yesterday? I did indeed. I battled my way through and defeated a boss, which unlocked the item that I needed. And then we did a little bit at the end.
Hey, nice job, Mike. You did it.
Also,
Mike was a bit ill yesterday, though.
I discovered just after the stream that I was actually battling Bloodborne and the DLC on New Game Plus with food poisoning. I think I had a really small bout of food poisoning because after the stream I threw up, and now I feel fine.
Yeah, you seem okay this morning, but I felt really bad for you last night because you didn't sound like you were having a very good time.
Yeah,
in the bathroom, not on the stream. after the
yeah,
stream.
yeah. I just got like toward the end. I just got like a really kind of that my headache got more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna have to call it here now that we got to a save point. The DLC is hell even without food poisoning. The DLC was okay. I died a lot. The challenge difficulty is a lot higher, and I was enjoying that aspect of it.
I think I would just anticipate that from you playing like a Dark Souls game. So
beating the game with food poisoning is actually a speedrunning category.
Really?
Yeah.
The more you know.
But yeah, immediately afterwards I was fine, and then I just went to bed. And now I'm up and I'm chipper and everything's good.
Glad you're feeling better, dude.
Yeah. Alright. So as India was saying, we're going to bring Pat on for a chat while we work on stuff.
A Pat chat.
So let me just do that before we do all the screen stuff and everything. Let's get that rolling.
Rolling. Keep rolling. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna call you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Hello, we
I
can hear you.
Can you hear us? Awesome. Hey, Pat.
Okay, can everyone?
How you doing, guys?
Can everyone at home hear Patrick? Okay.
I don't think the stream is on right now, is it?
Well, it should be.
I hope it is.
Oh.
Because we've been talking to ourselves for like the past 5 minutes in that case.
Oh, you haven't turned your screens on.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I have it muted, so I can't tell unless there's a visual cue.
I see.
I say.
Yeah, we're good though. How are you doing? You're up
Doing
late.
well. Oh, as per usual.
Yeah, it's become a thing.
That's okay. I'm not really needed at work until noon tomorrow, anyways. So.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm switching our screens over, India. Here we go. Hold on to your butts.
Holding.
It's got sound effects now. Don't know if you caught those. Yeah.
Oh my god, are you working on another amazing poster?
Well, I hope it's going to be amazing.
I can already tell it is. Did you guys know that Starlight Brigade's like 9.1 million views?
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was over 9 million. I stopped looking because the rate to get 10 million is strong in my brain. And I don't want to upset them for it, but I hope that we reach 10 million.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's bananas. I never thought that we would get Wait, no!
Oh, really?
Wait, what? Oh,
I'm gonna unplug.
there you go. Wait.
Oh?
You should be fine now.
Okay, what was it? Something you did?
Maybe.
Michael, you muted me. How could you?
I think it was a hotkey, maybe. I don't know what happened. She back now? Was she there for most of it and then just suddenly gone? Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm back now. Taken by the crows.
If it hits 10 million, that means 0.1% of the entire world's population.
Don't. You can't say things like that. I can't even comprehend that.
I just want to make a little picture of your ego being like, no.
That's amazing.
I sort of take the because people can view it multiple times.
That's true.
I take the like bar as sort of like that's the minimum number of people who have seen it. So it's got like over 200,000 likes.
You,
So I'm
you
like,
can
okay.
plus on the unlikes as well because they've seen it. They just didn't like it.
It's got a surprisingly low number of dislikes.
You're surprised?
Well, compared
Drive.
like compared to other YouTube videos, the ratio is usually like more like split.
I'm just joking. I'm only playing.
I just want to highlight the fact that like not a lot of people want to thumbs it down. Like point zeros, at least 0.01%.
I'd be very curious to like why would you thumb something like that down?
Maybe if you don't like anime or
I hate anime on instinct.
happiness.
If you hate anime or happiness, this isn't for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure people have reasons.
If you have an active bias against joy, then here's the button for you.
Oh, Ninja Girl Emily is asking about the 1-year anniversary stream for Starlight. That should be somewhere, right?
Oh.
Is that up?
I think it still needs to go up.
Oh, okay. So it does
Oh my
exist.
Lord.
It's just not available yet.
Yeah, it is archived. I do have it. I think I was working on a thumbnail and then I got. That's my bad. I got distracted. It's one of the things I should have done. I got distracted away from it. I'll make sure it's up. I think what happened was I listened to the audio back and your audio was crackly and I considered like downloading it and trying to fix the audio and then putting it up.
Gotcha.
But I didn't end up doing that.
That reminds me, actually, speaking of archives, that we haven't shown Pat the new banners yet for the channels.
Oh.
We should
What?
totally show him them.
Can you see the chat, Patrick?
Yes, I can see the chat. What's going on? Hello, chat.
Sorry,
It's me.
the stream. Let me see. I'll do it.
It's your friendly neighborhood potato.
Here he is. In his full glory.
Potato sounds like.
Just imagining a tiny potato sat on the other end of the call. Hello, everybody.
Me. Don't sit on me, I'm a tiny potato. Well, I got on this couch to do a joke, and it's backfired.
How terrified would you be if your potatoes suddenly just be like, "Don't peel me"?
I mean,
I'd still do it.
Patrick, no!
Your own
I gotta
kind.
have potatoes.
You can't do it. You're brethren.
So I'll link
I
it in
must
here,
become one with all potatoes.
but I'll also show it on stream.
Evelyn, you never peel your
Oh, my
potatoes.
Whoa.
You're a rebel.
So these,
Guys, this is really high quality stuff. Did HR Rabbit help you with these?
yes,
These are
he did.
entirely HR Rabbit. This is...
Oh, that looks so good.
Yeah, we commissioned him to do them. Look how awesome they are.
Is HR Rabbit in this stream? I need to say sorry, I haven't gotten back to your messages. I've been very busy.
Oh, I'm sure Rabbit's been super busy too. I think they've been organising a reanimated. Oh, there they are. Hello.
There
Yay. I would love to do like a music video sometime in like an HR Rabbit style.
Yes. That would be incredible.
That'd be cool. We just gotta get the money for it, that's all.
Mhm. Get that colour sense going.
We should ever do like a Knights of the Light Table like Kickstarter thing.
Yeah, I don't think that would hurt. Like if we had our own idea and we wanted to run with it, then I think we could make a go of it.
I've been thinking about doing like, I think I told you about this idea, but maybe doing like a reverse music video.
Oh yeah, where we come up with like a concept and then bands can write music based on it.
Oh, sorry, 1 second. What's that? Oh no. Okay. Sorry, that was my roomie. Okay, what were you saying, India?
Was it the one where you were saying that we would come up with the concept for the album and then bands would write music based upon the concept?
Yeah, like you would kind of come up with like a visual storyboard, kind of a rough board. Do like beats per minute or something. And then yeah, and then like either like find a band, I guess, like, ask TWRP. They'd be like, hey, like if we came up with this visual, would you like to? Could we commission you to do the music for this thing? And like some sort of weird collaboration. We'd have to figure out like what their cost would be and what our cost would be.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Commission them to write a song. I love the idea of having like an album that's hooked together by story, where it's more like a conceptual album or even like almost a musical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
It would be so cool. It would be a long-term project though, because we'd need probably at least 5 songs or something to do a full arc.
Yeah, I think like that would definitely be in the far stretch goal thing. I think initially it would just be like can we get 1 song?
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
I have no clue.
Yeah.
None whatsoever.
Like 3 minutes. Base, I would say base cost, what, $56,000?
Mm-hmm.
Then you'd have to factor in Kickstarter's cut and Amazon's cut and taxes, and if you're sending out a t-shirt, what's the print cost and the shipping cost and all that kind of cost.
Yeah.
And then how much money are you making off of the reward that it's attached to and all kinds of stuff like that. But like, I think it could be, that'd be fun. I think that'd be like, if we get enough people to donate, I think that'd be a really fun project.
Me too. Like, we'd have to be careful with the rewards in terms of physical stuff is always a huge pain because of all the shipping involved in it.
Yeah.
You run the risk of like basically defeating the purpose of the donation.
Yeah.
You know, if like someone gives you $20 and you're like, you get a free shirt. It's like, well, it costs you $15 to print it, and then like another 10, and like another 5 to 10 to ship it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're making $0 for your product.
Yeah. And plus like just the time involved in packaging everything up and printing everyone's labels and making sure everyone's got the right stuff and then sending it all off. But I think people would be really into that if we were to do it, and I'd love to just, you know, completely mad concept a song, a music video, like no rules, no holes barred, and then see
no rules.
No rules. Lawless country.
Doesn't believe in your rules. She's got a knife.
I have a Knights of the Light table. The Rebel Animation Studio.
Oh, yes, you do.
They don't play by
Are we
the
rebellious?
rules. Sure. Yeah.
We're a little bit.
We just need to get matching jackets, and then we will be.
Alright, we need our gang colors.
There's a lot of little studios like us these days. You know, we've got Studio Mala now.
Oh, did you see their music video the other day?
No, I haven't seen their latest one.
Yeah, they did something with the Living Tombstone that Sean directed. It's brilliant.
Can anyone in the chat link that to Patrick?
I can probably link it to Patrick.
Yeah, but...
I mean, I'm already on his Twitter, right?
Okay.
It'll be on there, I'm sure.
Studio Mala. There's still Studio Yada, you know.
Yeah. And they're incredible.
And there's like a bunch of, they're like Small Butera. They're kind of like a little studio in and of themselves. Like a lot of these little studios that are just made up by people who like are connected via the internet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Independent animation is really exciting.
It's true, especially in times like these, having some kind of studio where people can work together without needing to physically be in the same place.
Yeah.
You know, it's a advantage to have that set up.
A lot of big studios are finding that out now too.
Do you think it's going to change the way that big studios operate?
I think it will. I think it's exposed a lot of redundancies. and a lot of things that we kind of did because they were tradition, and we convinced ourselves that it was necessary. But when it came down to brass tacks, I was like, oh yeah, we can totally live without this. But there is something to be said about being in person.
Mm-hmm.
There is definitely some things that are more difficult. I think like giving feedback, the process has taken a while. I mean, I'm used to doing it on nights, but like, I don't know. It's difficult when you're managing like so many people and you can't just go into a room, because you don't know people's availability. Like that's the benefit of being in a studio. When they come into work.
Yeah.
They're in their office. You know where they are, and like when it's all online, someone just may not reply because they're walking their dog or they're taking a bathroom break or something. Right? Their internet went down. You don't know, and it's like you're kind of left a little bit wandering. You're like, do we start? Do we wait for them? You have to make a lot of decisions based on that.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely, when it comes to feedback, it's much easier to do it in person. And there's definitely something to be said for just like, even just a culture of a studio, being able to pass people on the stairs or like go and grab a cup of tea with someone. Like those little bits of time you get to spend with people that you don't if you're all remote. Like they make a big difference, especially if you have new people joining the studio.
Yeah, we've got a lot of backlog on that. We've had people, because, we have productions starting at Powerhouse all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We've had no employees that we got for those productions, and we haven't seen them. And we see them on, we see their faces on video cam, but...
Yeah, but you don't get to know them as much as you would if you could, like, just say hi in the lunchroom or something,
Crazy times we're living in.
Yeah.
Ninja Girl Emily is saying that they're doing good on the application for the night scene, by the way. We almost have enough to fill the prompt list we put together.
Really?
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm like so amazed that there's enough people applying for that. That's so cool.
Is Ninja Girl Emily the one who are they running it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ninja Girl Emily
That's
and
awesome.
A Single Petal.
I absolutely adore it. I saw the tweet, by the way, Ninja Girl Emily. The only reason that I haven't retweeted it officially on nights is I'm not sure what the protocol is.
We're very much like learning as we go how to do
I'm kind of
this
learning
kind of
as we
stuff.
go, and there's a lot of tricky things like that. If you see something, for instance, if you see something that like, even if you're for it and you love it and like you have nothing against it, if it's related to somehow an intellectual property that you work with or own or are associated with, and if you don't take action and then later on someone does something malicious and you do take action, they can point to a previous one where you didn't take action, and then they can get off get off the hook for it, and which kind of makes like U.S. copyright law like kind of shit. And makes a lot of companies that don't want to do bad things like do bad things and all that kind of. And I don't want to do any of that.
Yeah.
So usually, in these situations, if someone's like, "We're doing a fan art, and is it okay?" and like it comes up, usually I do my best to kind of ignore.
From what I
And I
saw,
kind of let people do their thing, and like that's like no harm, no foul. Like y'all have fun, and I'm just not going to bring it up because if I bring it up in any sort of official sense,
Then you're taking an official stance on it.
yeah, it could hurt nights down the line. And that's just how our law system works. So, but we appreciate all the fan art we get. We absolutely love it.
Yeah. And unofficially, we can totally, like, on our personal accounts, like, retweet and scream about it and stuff. So that's good.
from what I saw, it's
and especially you guys, because I'm the only employee. You're all contractors.
Yeah, it's
so
true.
You got even more freedom than I do.
Yeah, well, you are literally the director of the company, so...
Isn't that crazy? I own 10 million shares of stock in a company that's worth $0.
Heck yeah!
Yeah.
Woo!
I got 10 million zeros.
Sorry, Mike, what were you
10
going
million,
to say?
I think it was like 10,000 something. I own a lot of shares of. That's what they do, right? You make a company, they give you shares of stock,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, this is really cool. So, and then it was like, yeah, but what are your assets? Do you have a building?
Hmm.
It's like, do you have? It's like, it's just me in my apartment. I don't even own my computer. So,
A strange world. Wait,
it is a strange world.
Mike, what were you
But
saying?
like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you saying, Mike?
It doesn't matter now. I said it into the chat.
What's that? It's not. It's a not-for-profit endeavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are no sales or profits or anything with the associated with.
Yeah,
the
that's
zine.
the only time we would probably have to do something.
Yeah.
And I've gotten some emails about that. You know, I've had some people who are like, "Hey, like, I'm making this or like someone was like wanted to make a what was it? It was like a game, not a game. It was something, but they wanted to use like the Starlight property.
hmm It's like
Like,
that's not
I've-
ours to give.
It's not ours to give. I definitely like appreciate people like wanting to build more in the universe, and I think that's super cool. God, so many like great kind of expanded universe and stuff going on with Starlight Brigade.
Yeah.
But you know, at the same time, I was also like trying to be like supportive, like, hey man, like, you got great ideas too, like work up something like that.
hmm Yeah, exactly. Like, because I love the fan stuff, and I want people to keep making it because it's incredible and wonderful. But at the same time, if someone approaches us to ask permission to do something that they plan to like down the line perhaps sell or turn into something, we can't give any of those permissions away because the IP doesn't belong to us; it belongs to Twerp.
And Dan as well.
Yeah,
So it's a whole thing.
it is. It's yeah. Business is messy and complicated. I'm just happy that it allows us to make cool stuff.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's really the goal with Knights, has always been, I wanted to do so many things that I wasn't able to just being, you know, at the time I wasn't a director, I was just an animator at Powerhouse.
hmm
And I wanted to make music videos and stuff in Powerhouse, you know, because music videos don't necessarily make a lot of money. Powerhouse was in commercials and video games, and I was like, I'm just going to do some music videos. And now I'm doing all sorts of story stuff, and I'm in the opposite boat. And I'm like, I just want to animate something.
Yeah, I mean, well, now you are co-directing a series, which is incredible. You get to scratch that story itch. Little.
It's very interesting. I'm not writing the story, but that's kind of fine because I'm not a writer.
hmm You get to kind of help
Like one of those
figure out
people
how to
who
tell
knows
it.
that- Yeah, exactly.
So, how much sway do
man.
you guys have in terms of the story itself? Do you get to suggest things if you think something might work better a certain way visually?
I think it depends on the project.
Mhm.
It depends on your client. Some clients are more flexible in that regard. Some are not. I can't really speak to specifics on my current project at Powerhouse in any of those terms.
Mhm.
But the history of Powerhouse is it's varied pretty drastically from people who are like, you have to do it exactly to my script, to people who are like, have fun.
I better know what kind you prefer.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I know how to tell a story.
It's nice to get the opportunity to at least try as well.
Yeah, you can link it, Ninja Girl. Go for it.
Do it.
We make some cool videos at nights.
We do. I'm looking forward to seeing what we do next as well.
The one talked about you from a band adjacent to one that we've worked with before.
Mhm.
I'm trying to be vague as
Yeah,
fuck.
I think that's sufficiently vague.
Okay, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I know.
Okay. Sorry, chat. Maybe I shouldn't talk about this. I won't get myself in trouble.
Okay. It's up to you. I won't force you to talk about
They sent me
anything.
an email, and it sounds really cool. It sounds like something that we could potentially do a lot of 3D stuff with.
Oh.
Like that. It involves like a lot of like cityscape stuff and like flying through like a broken city, and I got a lot of like Little Nemo vibes, and like Ghost in the Shell and things like that. And I was thinking like of that artist who does those cool Star Wars trailers with like 2D effects and stuff. And he did like an X-wing TIE fighter thing, and I was like, that'd be really cool to do like a big fly-through set.
Yes.
You know.
Oh man.
And make it look as 2D as possible.
That sounds radical. And knowing the band, I think that will go really well with their vibe as well.
Mm-hmm. Also, Doig,
Hi.
what program are you?
This is Storyboard Pro. So it's Toon Boom's storyboard software. It's been really fun to learn so far. Thanks for your tips and stuff. They've really helped.
Oh my god, Patrick, your tips. I've been using them so much. I can't believe I didn't know.
The storyboard program.
In particular, the one where you get to spread like emotion over several different panels is incredibly useful.
Did we used Storyboard Pro and Night Runner, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think all of our storyboards have been done in Storyboard Pro.
Didn't we?
Did you do them in...
Was Starlight as well?
Yeah, definitely. Was the payload one from Starbomb, was that also boarded in?
I don't think that one. That one might have been.
That one was
done by Jen.
Mhm.
And I don't remember. I think that one may have been. I think that one was. Starbomb. We're just going into like Knights like trivia now. So for those of you who are watching, Starbomb blowing the payload, it was boarded in Storyboard Pro, but it was actually animated in like 3 different programs. It's animated in Toon Boom Harmony, it's animated in Adobe Animate, and I think there's some clips done in like Clip Studio Paint.
Clip Studio Paint, really?
Yeah, I think that's what Sean was using, I believe.
Wow.
And because that had Sean that had Paper Bag Animator animating on it. He did some shots in that.
Yeah, that's a Studio Mala director for those who might not know.
Yeah, he went on to make his own little studio.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch.
He flew the coop.
Yeah, this is Knights of the Trivia Table. A little tidbit about me and Sean is our picture is still up, I think, in an arcade in Dublin, Ireland.
It is. I think I have the picture. I have
And
like
I
a
think we're
scan of
both
it.
wearing paisley.
You guys had got a high score on Ghosts and Goblins.
That's true. Oh, he did. I just was standing there with a mustache on.
You were very important to the process.
I was his cheerleader.
You always muse.
Yeah, so this is like a little arcade bar in Dublin somewhere, and it's got this picture of the owners of Studio Mala and Knights of the Light Table.
Let me actually
with
see
their
if I
arms
can
around each
find
other,
that.
looking like dorks.
It's awesome.
So if you're ever in Ireland, go find that arcade bar. I think this looks like a great ice cream place too.
Yeah, it's called Token. On account of the tokens
That's
that you
right.
get to play the
Yeah,
arcades.
they look like little tokens. It's a little J.R.R. Tolkien's on it.
J.R.R. Tolkien's, that's perfect.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. I forgot about that.
Here you are, guys. I found the picture. My computer's very
Just
slow,
what?
so it's opening. It is opening.
Okay.
This is how long a pictures take to open on my computer.
Oh.
It's going. You can
This
continue
time
the story. I'll let you know when the photo's loaded.
I was saying, like, this time on the Doig and Swift stream, Nice Light Table airs their dirty laundry.
Next time, the picture actually loads. Here it is.
Oh my god, there it is. Yeah, there's that flippin' shirt.
It's amazing. I love it.
Look how short my beard is.
It's definitely grown in quarantine. We had a vid call with Pat just the other day, and his beard is fabulous. His moustache is amazing too. It curls all the way up.
It does. It can reach my eyeballs if I pull it hard enough.
Oh no! Poking yourself in the eye with your mustache.
I've got like a big like mountain man beard. It's like 3 inches now.
Oh,
I could tell it was getting long because it was a windy day, and I could feel it in my chin.
oh, you could feel your beard blowing gracefully.
I don't know if gracefully is the term, but
It was doing something.
yeah, it doesn't look as graceful when you have that mask on it though, because like the mask just covers my mouth, and then there's like this big bushy beard sticking out the bottom of it.
Yeah, I suppose that's a bit difficult. Mike has trouble with them because of his glasses. They keep steaming up.
Oh yeah.
Hmm. He's gone to grab a cuppa, by the way. If he's quiet, that's why.
No worries. I was marveling at Evelyn's pun.
Oh, a handsome mustache, but if it pokes through an eye, it'll be an eyesore.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Wah! Nice.
Oh man. I wrote some beat sheets for a thing.
You did.
Yeah.
Which
maybe
thing?
might be related to a certain number of bards.
Oh, good. Oh, awesome. Oh, I'm excited that might be kicking up again. A project that we've had to leave for a while.
I wanna do more. I just had this thing in my head. I'll post it in the light table for you.
Yes, please. I would love to see that.
It's not finished yet, just so you know.
I'll probably have to read it after the stream, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited to read it because I really like that project. I'm excited to be able to do more in it.
I was just reading the chat.
What you up to,
Y'all
chat?
are silly.
What you
Y'all
up
are-
to?
Goofy folks. That's okay. It's okay to be goofy.
It's not. Not in this stream, it's not. Who do you think we are?
You can yuck your way to victory. Oh,
Did you ever watch the Goofy movie when you were a kid, Pat?
of course I did.
Oh man, such a good movie.
I remember seeing the second one as well.
Not quite as good a movie, but
It's not, but it has the librarian lady.
yeah, she's fantastic. And it has the beatnik
That was
girl.
when I realized I liked redheads.
I was more for the beatnik girl myself. She was super cool. You know, the one in the club who recites the poetry, the beat poetry, and then everybody clicks their fingers.
That's what beatniks do. You snap.
Yeah. She was cool.
They actually have poetry readings like that in Austin, or they did before COVID.
Oh man. COVID, no.
Downtown Austin is such a different place. Or like South Austin, I should say. Like south of the river, which is where my friend Kellen lives.
Yeah.
Pays an exorbitant amount of money for it. He lives in like a wooden shack that he pays way too much for, but he lives south. He gets to live South Austin, and I admit, fucking cool.
Is it?
Because it's like, yeah, because it's like, it'll be like 80 at night, and he just got his door. He's got like a screen door, and he just got it open, him and his dog, and they're like, they have a fire pit in their backyard. Literally down the block is like a great taqueria. And you just, I'm just gonna go down there. Here, walk with me. We walk over, get tacos and beer, and then walk back to his place and sit in a bonfire. I'm like, all right, fine.
That sounds pretty
Cool.
idyllic, yeah.
He doesn't have a washer or a dryer or more than like 300 square feet of space, but he lives in a really cool part of town.
Yeah. I mean, if he
Yes.
likes it, then, that's amazing. It sounds so idyllic.
Yeah, like definitely that kind of the location I understand.
Mhm.
It's a sweet location. But Powerhouse is also like North Austin. So that means he has to go through one of the 2 highways that go north and south every day to work. Win that traffic. We're not LA traffic bad, but we ain't great.
Yeah. Is it a huge pain?
Oh yeah, because like Austin has this like long history of like, we're really cool. We don't want people moving here because it'll make it less cool. And so what they did is they just didn't do infrastructure. And they're like, well, if we make our city really hard to move to, then people won't move here, right?
That does sound like a good solution.
It's a bad solution because people still move here. But now we only have 2 highways that go north and south. And yes, I'm talking about Austin, Texas.
Now the problem
Being
is that when you move here, you're stuck with a terrible infrastructure.
Exactly. And like, so we have like 2 highways that go north and south, and the whole city is north and south oriented. It's a whole shebang, but we got good taco places.
I
So,
mean,
it works out.
honestly, good taco places make a huge difference. They really do.
Mm.
Almost any
I
situation in
found some
life.
decent ones. There's a place in Dublin. There's a Venezuelan place in Dublin.
What's it?
It's adorable. You guys have your own like little. It's like, what's it called? Like, it's like the eat yard or something.
The Eat Yard. Did we go there together when
The
you
worst name.
came over?
I took my mom there. I don't know if we went there, but I took my mom there, and it's like a makeshift food truck park because like, and you guys don't have big enough streets
No.
to have the kind of trucks that we have here in Texas for food trucks. And so instead of trucks, it's like a bunch of freight, like freights from like a freight train that someone moved there, and one's like a little restaurant.
That's amazing. I don't think we've been there.
We went.
There's a Venezuelan place there, and I absolutely loved it.
Were you going to say something, Mike?
There's a place in Dublin that it's like a pizza restaurant, but they built it into a bus, like a bus that no longer like drives, which has really
That's kind of cool.
really cool pizza.
Yeah, it's pretty radical.
Like good pizza.
But they parked it like behind a bar,
Also,
so
yeah,
it's part
well,
of their
they want
menu.
real Texan barbecue. Yeah, if you guys ever visit me, you're getting some barbecue.
Heck yeah. It is one of the things I'm most excited about, like, if I ever get to visit America, is just the food. Just want to try the stuff that is imitated over here.
Well, America other than Burbank, because Burbank's food sucks.
Really?
Sorry for that hot take,
Oh my god,
everybody, if you live in Burbank.
can't believe you said
You know
that.
LA's good. Burbank, not so much.
But Burbank's the center of the animation. It's got to have good food.
Why? You'd think so, but like the most they have there is like Denny.
Fucking Buffy, shut the fuck up.
Like, we're real good at breakfast food. Like, what do you mean good at breakfast food? Eggs and bacon.
Yeah. I mean, pancakes, but the best pancakes I ever had were in Ottawa, so, you know. Denny's pancakes, I mean, I don't think they're that great. They're just big.
Did you ever go to, you said you've been in Ottawa. Did you ever go to the Ottawa Animation Festival International?
Yes, that's why we were there. That's an
Did you get a
amazing...
beaver tail when you were
Yes, we had beaver tail. It's so good. I had cinnamon and sugar on mine. It was amazing.
there? Probably clarify for your audience who might be horrified at the idea that you're eating an actual beaver's
Yeah, it's
tail.
100% actually beaver's tail. No, it's a pastry that's like long and flat like a beaver's tail. But it's
It's
basically
like an elephant.
yeah, it's basically just like flaky pastry, and then you get to choose what toppings you want.
Was it kind of like those?
And it'll be like a Nutella spread with like maple syrup and shit.
Yeah.
Was it kind of like those things in Japan where it's like the fish, sort of? They're usually put into fish shapes.
Oh, takoyaki.
Yeah. Is it like that?
Oh no, wait, taiyaki is what I mean. Takoyaki's the octopus. No, you had one too. Remember? It's more like it's kind of like puff pastry almost. You remember beaver tails, right?
Is that from Canada?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah. It was kind of like shortbread.
It wasn't like what?
No?
It
Oh,
was-
no, that was the Obama.
Yeah, that was the
Cake,
Obama
like
cookie.
cookie.
They were not great.
They were not great, no.
Excuse me?
There's a famous thing called the Obama cookie that is in Canada. And I think it used to be the maple leaf cookie, but they changed it because Obama went to their store and
said
had a
it was
cookie
good.
and said it was good. So it became known as the Obama cookie.
Ottawa's Obama cookie.
And we had one, and it's just like a sugar cookie. It's just like, it's alright, but it's not like any great shakes.
Well, I see it, yeah.
It's not as good as a beaver tail. That's for sure. What pancakes do we have in Ireland? We have all kinds. We have the traditional English flat pancake, where it's very thin and it's more like a crepe. And we also have like the Scotch pancake, which is more like an American pancake, where it's kind of thick and fluffy and a bit sweet.
You guys know how to do breakfast food. I had the best beans and toast I've ever had in Dublin.
Oh man, beans and toast is breakfast of kings. That is an underrated
Why is
dish.
it not a thing here?
And it's so good. It's just like warming and
so
wholesome.
good. It's the same thing with like tea. Like your average layman in the United States, for the most part, you're like, oh, like, would you like some tea? And they just think of like one thing. Like tea is kind of thought of as like, it's this one thing.
Mm-hmm.
You either get coffee or you get tea. And tea is either sweet or not.
Yes. I sometimes see people who are visiting be confused when they say they'd like a cup of tea and then they're asked what kind.
Speaking of one kind, remember when you guys gave me 2 boxes of tea to bring home with me?
Yeah.
A box of berries,
Mm-hmm.
and a box of lion.
Yep. Did you make your choice?
I still have an almost full box of lions left.
So Barry's is your choice.
Yeah, it's so much better.
I agree. I am also a Barry person. This is a big thing in Ireland,
Any
though.
Lions fans?
Yeah, for people who don't know and who might not be Irish, it's a subject of much hot debate in Ireland whether Lion's tea or Barry's tea is better. And there's almost like 2 camps of people who are constantly at war over which. Almost 2 camps. There's also the camp that we're in where it's like we don't actually like either of them as much as the smaller brands, but
Yeah, you were a Brewleys.
yeah, I like Brewleys. Brewleys is great. But
It's kind of like Harvey's versus Guinness a little bit.
yeah, it is. So of course, when Pat came to visit, we had to get the opinion of someone who has had neither before and isn't going to be swayed by what their family drank or what their friends drink. So we gave Pat a box of each for him to decide.
You guys are the best.
Yeah, Lions is it's too strong for me, I think.
Too strong.
It just doesn't taste natural.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the kind of tea where you get to the bottom of the cup and you're like, yeah.
How do you go?
Yeah. It's intensified. Somehow, despite taking the tea bag out, the tea at the bottom is like 3 times stronger than the tea at the top. It's like it's sunk down.
Is there any tea drinkers in the chat?
Yeah, what's all y'all's favourite tea?
Ooh. Tudor House for me.
Oh, is that a brand?
I need to get you guys some more Tudor House tea.
Oh, that's the kind you sent over to us, because that was amazing.
Yeah.
So good.
Ooh, cranberry tea. Hell yeah.
Cranberry tea, good.
Cranberry tea is so good.
Earl Grey is my poison of choice. Raspberry hibiscus. Oh, that sounds good.
I like Earl Grey, but I also like Lady Grey as well. I think I like this like more sweetness of the oranges in that one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't drink tea until I met India. So and I still don't drink that many types. I'm not a big.
You haven't been drinking it much lately.
No, well, I don't. I've had bad issues with milk, so that's what I would have in my tea, and I just avoided it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I'm not a big fan of nut milk. I wish I was, but I'm not.
What, oat milk? Oat milk is so
What about
good.
coconut milk?
I could try coconut milk. I think that might be slightly sweeter and could be better for my palate.
Soy might also be a good one.
No, I don't like. they all leave me with an
You don't like-
aftertaste, which I
Soybean juice.
I do think oat milk is superior to usual milk making hot chocolates with.
that's been the best one, I think, just because
Really?
I like eating cereal and everything like that. I'm more used to that taste.
It's just like it's got this really nice thickness to it, like this creaminess. That's perfect for hot chocolate. It's kind of like using whole milk.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's amazing. You should definitely try it.
I will say the dairy in Ireland was so much better.
Really? It's one of the things I wouldn't think would change that much.
You got to realize that the distances covered in America to keep things like fresh are a lot larger than they would be in Ireland, so they have to do different practices to make sure things are edible.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. That's true. I think Ireland inside like one state.
I think you guys just, I don't know, like when I was going through Ireland, like anytime I saw cows or sheep or anything, they're always just out on a pasture, just kind of hanging out,
Doing their thing.
And I've got a mother and a sister who both are quite lactose intolerant. Sometimes even too much butter in something can set them off. And they had ice cream while they were there, and they didn't have issues.
Whoa,
And I just thought that was the weirdest thing. I can't explain it.
that is weird. Maybe it is something to do with the preservatives or something that you guys have over there.
I have no idea.
That's strange. We should look into that though. 'Cause if we can find a way for people to be less lactose intolerant, then that would be great. Figure out a way to handle the milk.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I was saying just before you got on, Patrick, that I had a cookies and cream frappuccino yesterday, and I think it gave me food poisoning, or maybe like triggered my lactose intolerance. It's
Really?
I've been fine
Sounds
for a
super
while,
sweet.
but yeah, that
Yeah, I'm really sorry. It was meant to be like a nice treat
yeah.
that we were gonna have, and then it just turned out not
Aw.
being.
I have to say it made Bloodborne more difficult to play, so I enjoyed that aspect of it.
You enjoyed it being more difficult to play.
I was really disappointed with how easy the end of Bloodborne was.
Really?
In the main game.
Didn't you spend ages trying to do it?
No. Like I completed a huge chunk on the last stream, but that's just because I was doing lots, not because I'd had to replay it too much.
Bloodborne's definitely one of those games that like starts off really hard. Like I think the beginning of Bloodborne's much harder than the end,
Yeah,
Interesting.
because like learning the systems is such a thing, you know.
they cap it so that you can't upgrade your character until you reach a certain point. Because the game is based on this thing called Insight, India, and you only gain the first insight after you reach the first boss.
Right.
And so you can't level up your character until you've at least reached the boss, which means you have to fight through the first part of the game
That's
as
clever.
vanilla.
I like that. That's cool. Nice way to keep your players at a level that you can control.
Yeah. And then it kind of expands from there.
So you said that you completed everything yesterday that you were going to complete.
No, I just got the first sort of little section. I
Is-
got to the DLC pretty much yesterday.
So you haven't started the DLC yet.
I just like imagine dipping my toe, doing the first little lap. I got to experience it a little bit. That's as far as I kind of got.
It's probably not much point asking you how the DLC was then.
The challenge difficulty rose substantially, mainly because the attack patterns of these new enemies are slightly different, and they feel like they have more intent behind them. You go from fighting things that hunters fight to fighting hunters. So
Oh, interesting. Like other avatars more like yourself.
yeah.
I know. I'm always a fan of the monsters myself. It's somewhat less interesting for me to fight a bunch of humanoids than it does to fight horrific nightmare creatures.
Well, it dropped an axe wielding Cthulhu Santa Claus on me at the end. So
Wait, what?
yeah,
Santa Claus? I'm sorry?
yeah.
He comes bearing gifts.
Well, I mean, that is terrifying.
So many gifts.
I love it when
You don't want an old one's gift.
I love it when Santa Claus appears in games. There's something really strange about it to me. Like, he appears in Secret of Mana from, like...
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's in Secret of Mana. You have to save Santa Claus in this Japanese RPG. And it's just, like, really tonally jarring.
Yeah, you're in like you're going towards an ice palace fortress thing, and on the way it's like, here's Santa's cabin, and it's Rudolph outside. Yeah.
Oh, someone posted a picture for you, India.
Oh, what? They did? Let me see. What is this? What is this thing?
Oh, that's Santa.
Is that Santa? That doesn't look like Santa.
It's got a big, I said, a Cthulhu Santa beard.
Come on now. I'll show you Santa Claus. Santa, Secret of Mana. It's just flat out Santa Claus. There he is. Got Rudolph with him. Good times.
Here's Rudolph. That's what he sounds like. This is what that picture sounds like.
That is a good impression of the picture. Yeah, it's always strange when you're playing, you know, Japanese RPGs or other games that feel very authentically like Japanese, and then there's just this strange Western culture drop into it in some random place.
That's kind of dark.
Really?
What did he say?
It's just this like this weird like Japanese take on Western mythology.
Oh, interesting.
You know, it's like Arthurian legend through the eyes of an outsider.
That's super cool.
Yeah, well, a lot of Bloodborne
It's like-
deals with
it's
like
like
the church.
Oh, really?
So-
Yeah,
I mean, I'm used to that in JRPGs.
there's like I forgot the name of the creator, but the one of the guys who kind of made Bloodborne and like the lore, the story, and everything. Kind of like talked about watching movies when he was a kid. I don't know what it was. Might have been like Knights of the Round Table or something, but like Arthurian legend movies. But he didn't speak English, and so he didn't understand what they were saying to each other, and he kind of enjoyed that more.
Oh.
Which is why, like, he's kind of carried that as a theme throughout his work, is this kind of implication and never actually telling you exactly what's... Like, everything's kind of coded in, you know, intrigue and mystery. You know, it's always obscured somehow.
That's so interesting.
You always feel like you're kind of, like, peeping in at the story, not really.
That is really
Understanding.
cool.
I love that though, because that's just really good storytelling. I always prefer it when you have to dig for the story yourself rather than having it handed to you.
It should always be said. I don't know. I feel like someone said it. I can't remember who said it. Maybe it was Quentin Tarantino in an interview, because I've been watching a lot of his interviews lately. But someone said that like even if your audience doesn't know it, they should know that the director knows it. And like whenever you're building a world or doing any sort of like crazy fantasy thing or something, you should yourself know absolutely all the ins and outs, why this is happening, what the reason. But that does not mean that you have to tell your audience.
Mm-hmm.
It's the tip of the iceberg sort of principle. The audience only ever really sees the what's above the water, but you know what's below.
Yeah.
Selecting those bits is what creates a story. What images you are willing to show and what images you're not willing to show. what images you're putting next to each other, which images you're putting apart from each other.
It's a little bit like when you're video editing a trip. Don't give someone a chronological, like the whole experience as you filmed it. You don't give them everything. You edit it together so that you create the narrative from your material, and you pick and choose when and where those experiences land, and you can put it out of order and tell a more accurate story than if you just did it all linearly.
I do feel like
Good metaphor.
I do feel like games over-explain things a lot nowadays. Like, there's so many times I've been in a game where I've like discovered, a note next to a body or something, and it's been like, the ship is sinking and stuff, and I'm like, oh cool, so this must have happened. And then next to me the character would be like, oh, this must have happened. And I'm like, no, I got that. You didn't have to, like, I read the note. And
it's like the over descriptive audio logs.
Yeah.
And it's like, why is someone making all these audio logs?
Yeah.
If they're in a sinking ship.
Exactly, like, sometimes the environmental storytelling is enough for you to be able to figure it out.
I always thought that first Metroid Prime did that so well.
Yeah.
Because you have a scan visor in it. But like the scan visor doesn't say, you need missiles to open this door. The scan visor will say, this element is made of cordite. And when you get missiles, it says these things can disintegrate cordite material. You connect the two yourself, and then you'll later on you'll even forget about that, but you'll find a pile of rubble, right? And it'll say the pile of rubble has trace elements of cordite in it.
Yes.
That's
great.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Because like you get given all the information and all the tools you need to solve the puzzle, but it's up to you to put them together.
Yeah, and like did story things with it too. In Echoes, I don't know if you know much about Metroid Prime Echoes.
Oh, nothing.
Well, there's a character called Dark Samus that makes their debut in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And you, as normal Samus, have got a history with these guys called the Space Marines. And your history is, anytime they do anything, you blow up a planet or one of their space stations or entirely eradicate them. And so, when you arrive on this planet in Metroid Prime Echoes, unbeknownst to you, Dark Samus has already been on that planet. And as you go through the Space Marine installations and like their camps and their bases and things like that, you can actually read the computer log. And they start having these logs about like, oh, like the hunter is here, and like, like they took out Camp B or something like that, and all these things that happened before you even arrived.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of like, this is weird. I just arrived, and then later on in the game, you find logs, and one of them just is like, now there's fucking two of them, like just like losing their shit.
Oh man.
It's this great kind of like intrigue because this is going on before I was here, and you're looking into it, and so you become invested in like finding out more, and then you find out who Dark Samus is, and then you get this wonderful little power trip of these enemies that you've been fighting for so long, and like you get to see that like they're just as terrified of you because you are a protagonist level character.
Oh, that's really cool. So up to that point, you're just fighting them and you don't really know what their opinion on you is.
No, but like, they don't like you because they shoot at you.
Mm-hmm.
But the Space Pirate logs, I still think are some of the best additions. They're just giant bugs. They don't speak English. They don't communicate with you on any level other than growling and shooting at you. But then that's juxtaposed with these logs, and they're like scientists, right? Like, there's so much red herrings and flavor text that has no impact on the game. It's just you go into their research lab and you'll read up on something, and it'll be like, Metroid Batch B didn't take well to, Rat 1.56, suggest new batch tomorrow or something like that, right? Like all these weird, nonsensical things. But there's enough of them that kind of form a narrative, and you're like, oh, well, they're experimenting on Metroids, and they're not taking well to this radiation thing. And then later in the game, they start having success, and you start reading the success rates, and then you start fighting those various experiments they've been working on.
That's so cool. I love that. It doesn't make a big difference mechanically, but it makes a huge difference in terms of the tone and feel of the game and your immersion in it.
I hope everybody's finding this interesting. Me ranting about Metroid for another hour.
I mean, I am.
The Halo series does something not as clever, but if you sneak up on a bunch of the grunt enemies, you'll hear them talking amongst themselves, or like if they see you after you fought them for a little bit, they start to refer to you as this kind of like demon, because to them, from their point of view, you're just this killing machine that is like going through them, which is a big shift from like how they perceived humans from like the first attacks they're doing, because they were decimating you until the Spartans kind of like joined the battlefield.
Oh, really?
Or at least you in particular.
It's you get a hint of like the disdain as well with that title, is because like when they call you demon, it's not like they're not calling you like a god that came down and like, because all of them are like, I'm the one to kill the demon, right? It's very much a derogatory term.
Yeah.
Yeah, the grunts are fantastic in Halo. Oh my god.
Work. That's not the grunts, but I just love that sound.
It's...
Oh, that's the elites.
Yeah. It's them laughing.
Isn't there like a new Halo game that just dropped recently out of nowhere?
What they did is remaster a lot of the things. So they dropped like the first Halo remastered, and I think they made it so you could play it on multiplayer, but they were going to subsequently release the next one and the next one and the next one.
Oh, right, okay, so it's not a new title, but...
I don't think so.
There was a really interesting video on game design and the Halo enemies, and how like the first Halo injected so much personality into all the non-human characters, like all the non-player characters.
Mm-hmm.
And the grunts are such a great example of that, where one, their silhouette immediately tells you that they're cannon fodder.
How so?
Their head is perfectly at reticle height. They waddle around in packs. They're shorter than all the other enemies. But the other thing that they do is they have a behavioral thing, and that is
they'll run away.
Especially in the first Halo, if you kill an elite, who are the kind of the general, like the sergeant level characters, you kill one of them, the grunts scatter. They throw their hands up and go, ah! And they just they panic.
Wow.
They run for cover until they can start shooting back at you again.
Yeah, and if you kill someone, a bunch of them too fast, some of them will just start running away. And you have to chase after them and smack them in the back of the head. It's stuff like that it's one of the reasons that the people are perplexed sometimes on why Halo is so popular, or became so popular when it did, because it was a shooter, but shooters weren't new. It was on a console, and it was kind of a flagship for the console, but people couldn't piece a lot of that together at the time. Like, oh, what? All this other stuff exists. It's like, oh wait, Half-Life is out. Why do people like Halo if you have Half-Life? Like that kind of stuff.
Mm.
And it was because of things like that. Because of that weird injection of personality and versatility in the game.
I would say the orchestration and the soundtrack to the game also gave it a very distinct feeling while you were playing. It would mix this kind of rock anthem-esque thing with really airy
acapella
strings and flutes and stuff. When you landed on the planet, it'd be quiet, but then as the combat started to kick in, there would just be this beat that came in, and it made you feel awesome, because it felt like you were bringing that out of the game as you made progress.
Because it was responding to what you were doing. It was contextual. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. Having that little bit of personality makes a huge difference, because it makes the world feel alive. And if you feel like the world is alive and reacting to you, then it's immediately a different experience to just feeling like you're going through something on rails.
Yeah.
one thing that like I absolutely oh my god, here we go. There's some similarities between both Metroid Prime and Halo. And one of the main ones that I think is brilliant is they both have a quote-unquote tutorial level. That's just the first level. Then when you crash land on a planet, and then that becomes the actual game. Whereas in Halo, you start on the spaceship, the Pillar of Autumn is what it's called. Under assault, and then you kind of wake up out of cryo sleep and have to deal with this assault, and then you exit in like an escape pod and you crash land on the planet, and then there's that first scene of you walking out of the open door of the escape pod, and this huge vista is what you're greeted with. This vista's like, all right, you're in a world now, and if you look up in the sky and you can see that giant ring, you know,
yeah,
because you're on this like ring world. So like that wonderful moment. And Retro Prime had a similar thing where you went on a space station, and that was your tutorial, was you investigating the space station, and then when it crashes and you get on your ship to go to the planet, you land, you get out of your spaceship, and then you're greeted with the world. And it says, all right, you've learned the mechanics. Good luck.
I am such a sucker for when games do that. Like, Breath of the Wild does it, Skyrim does it, Oblivion does it. Just, it's like a promise when you see that world for the first time. You know, it's like a promise that the game is giving you of all these adventures to come.
Breath of the Wild does it really well.
I miss, though, it's only in Halo Combat.
What is it?
And it was this weird thing. Like, Halo Combat Evolved has a much more open-ended combat. It had its corridors, but it had a lot of very big open vistas that you kind of would participate in, these kind of big battle arenas. And some of them, particularly the Silent Cartographer, which is on this island, they were so big that if you that the AI had a glitch, and it made the game so much better. In Silent Cartographer, after you destroy the first group of Covenant, your dropship will come by and it'll give you a Warthog, which is a type of
it's a vehicle.
all-terrain vehicle.
Yeah.
And if you hop into the driver's seat of the Warthog, 2 Marines, one will hop in the back, manning the minigun turret, and one will hop in the passenger seat. And you can drive them, and you can drive them around the island, and then like they'll shoot at things, and if you stop, like, you know, you can go to the passenger and backside and hold X, and they'll each hop out. Well, if you do that, if you destroy all the enemies, and then you go to this, there's like this outcropping with a door that's like, it leads you inside the island, and then if you go inside there's like this huge interior like cave system, right? And initially it's blocked off to you. You can't go through the door. It's locked. So usually the game plays, get the Warthog, kill the enemies, go to the store, it's locked, get back in the Warthog, drive around until you find the other entrance, and then you go inside the cave. And then once you finish going through the cave, you'll come out where that initial door was locked. So it's like a big loop.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the trick. You get those Marines, you go to that locked door, get them out of the Warthog, and then you drive off before they can hop back in. And what'll happen is the AI doesn't know to go all the way back to the starting point, so they'll just stay there. And then you'll get 2 more in, you'll drive to that locked area, drop them off, repeat this process until all the Marines from the initial starting area that were just standing around are now sitting at that locked door. And you leave them with the Warthog, and they're just going to stand there and not do anything. But when you finish that cave loop and you come out that locked door, it triggers an event. And this event has enemies spawn. Well, you've left your Marines there. And they're going to do what AI does. They notice the enemies, and they just start firing. And so you exit to a...
You have an army.
They're like firing on each other, and like sometimes your soldiers will win. Right? I think they drop like 2 hunters, which are like big enemies. Sometimes your soldiers will win, sometimes they won't. But like, it adds this level of variety. And it felt so much more real, because I could play a little bit of tactics, a little bit of strategy, and like, I felt like my Marines were a tool that I could use. And like, they never expanded upon that in any of the following games. As a matter of fact, they made the Marines less effective to make the player feel more powerful. Marines have never been actually as good as they were in the first Halo game, because they could always their aim was impeccable. you'd get a sniper on your tank, and he would one-shot enemies, but like headshot them from like miles away. It was the most amazing thing.
Oh man, that's really interesting because I can understand why they would do that. Like, I understand kind of debuffing your characters, your side characters, to make the player feel more powerful. It's interesting that it actually does like kind of the opposite and making the world less interesting as a player.
I guess you just value them.
It made them feel like, like real assets, and which then made you invested in keeping them alive from a gameplay perspective, as well as like, because they're also fun to have around.
Mm-hmm.
But like in the other Halo games, because it was mostly corridors, they got in your way more, and they also, their health was reduced, and they weren't as effective at killing enemies. And like as a result, you were invested in keeping them alive.
Yeah, they were kind of
like,
obligations.
Yeah. And then, but like in the first Halo game, man, like if you kept enough alive, there's the end movie's talking a little bit about the snow level in Halo. There's a snow level in Halo where there's a lot of Marines, and if you keep them alive, there's like a few drop off, and so they kind of accumulate, and it gets more and more, and eventually, like if you get enough of them, there's this assault on this door. You have to kind of go through a little tunnel and up a staircase and all that. Anyways, but if you save enough of these guys and that accumulates, you get more and more. You can have like 16 Marines with you, and it feels like this full-on beach assault on this door, and it's amazing because like you'll shoot like a couple of grunts, and then you'll turn to look behind you, and there's like 2 squads of Marines backing you up, firing rifles, explosions going off and all that kind of stuff, and it just feels.
Yeah, I think
epic.
I think maybe it comes down to like allowing the player to kind of make their own story a little bit, which it feels like a lot of games are a bit afraid to do nowadays. It feels like they want to tell their story, and you as the player are an avatar going along with that, rather than you being able to kind of push your own interpretation onto it.
For a long time in the new iterations of Halo, I didn't play the single player campaign for a long time. But before that, I was actually watching the Red vs. Blue web series.
Yeah.
So Halo's lore slowly got, like, it replaced in my head to be like the way that they'd set up the world in Red vs. Blue. I eventually went back to play it, but it was weird playing the Halo single player campaign experience from the mindset of, oh, this is the actual one, and how it differed. Had that like cognitive dissonance there.
Versus Blue is a whole can.
What was that, Patrick?
I said Red versus Blue is a whole another can of worms.
Yeah.
I never saw that, but I think Mike's seen all of it, pretty much.
They recently put it onto Netflix, so I went and rewatched a lot of it. I don't know if I'm up to date now.
It's a hell of an evolution to watch, isn't it?
Yeah. They iteratively explain like things that were happening before as well. Like for things that were just sort of like they just cause, they would then kind of loop around on themselves and recontextualize what was happening, and then recontextualize, and they would like build outward like that. I really enjoyed it. I think it was really clever.
I think now's a good time to tell your lovely audience, what are you two working on?
I am doing a mock episode poster for Rise of TMNT, the Repo Mantis episode, just for fun. I've been doing these for like the past couple of weeks, just coming up with little designs that are based around the episodes. They've been really fun. I'm trying to do each one in a different style, and this one I'm trying to do in like
Do you have a custom color?
I'm trying to do like a pulp horror poster with this one, so I'm like actually painting it to try and give it that kind of painted look. What are you up to, Mike?
I'm doing an animatic for a discussion we had previously, which is a metaphor for practicing your craft. So here, the sequence where I'm making you super powerful and you're cutting a tree, and then another tree, and then a whole bunch of trees.
Very anime shot.
Yeah.
Like
What about you, Pat? What are you working on? Anything that you can tell us?
I finished up doing some storyboard edits, so I'm really just kind of chatting with you.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah.
And congratulations on getting those storyboard edits done.
I could work on a lot of things. Just gonna sit.
Chill out. Have a little break.
The colors do look great.
On the poster.
Yeah.
Got them nice
on the
rim
poster.
lights too, using it to describe the form.
Thank you. I'm trying to learn colour. I'm trying to get a bit better at it. Mike showed me some cool techniques for choosing palettes for characters based on their local colours, so I'm trying some of those out. And I've been using some pulp posters as inspiration for the colours. In fact, let me show you.
Do it.
Show you what my reference is. I should probably have this up when I'm working anyway.
Where did my paste layer special go? Oh well.
Yeah, so this is the kind of thing I was looking at.
That's crazy.
I know, isn't it? Mine's not quite at that level, but
Those colors are intense. That use of black. My god.
yeah. It's pretty intense, so I'm hopefully going to paint it up to be something kind of like that.
That's a big spider.
It is. Got all these great
You get more green in yours to play with.
them.
Damn, I saw them.
Kill 1 and 2 take its place.
That was I think me and my mom watched that. Like, obviously not when it came out. I'm not that old. But we saw it on TV a while ago, and it was an effects masterpiece at the time.
Really?
Like the giant puppet ants. Yeah, like people were like really freaked out by it. Like it holds up pretty good for how old it is.
I think that's the power of puppetry, though, isn't it? Because they're physical things, so even if they look a bit derpy, there's always something convincing about them. Then we have.
Someone says that's one big spooner. I
Sure.
don't think I have a glass big enough to bring it outside.
That's their plan, is the army just have to make a giant glass. And then they have to, like, lower it onto the spider with a bunch of helicopters. And then a bunch of the army have to come and slide a piece of paper underneath it.
If that were a plot to a movie, I would die
Quite
laughing.
the narrative.
That would be so good. I'd love that.
You got like industrial-sized glass jar just coming down.
Yeah.
Like helicopter lifted in. Quick, distract it with, I don't know, the music or something.
Okay, we get one shot at this.
Sir, do you think this will work? I don't know, Mansley. It's never been tried before.
And then you have that moment where the glass breaks and everyone's like, no, our only hope. And they have to go to plan B, which is like washing a spider down the drain by flooding the city and evacuating everyone or something.
Everything's just put it in a freezer.
That sounds so cruel. Do people do that to spiders?
Yeah, they do.
What? Why?
Put it in the freezer.
Why not just put it outside?
I don't know, man.
That sounds cruel.
Seems really weird.
Yeah, like unless you're collecting spiders seems like a strange thing to do.
Well, the poster looks great.
Oh, thank you.
And also, he's hugging a little beaver.
Yeah, he is. Got a little
What is that?
pupper. I don't know what kind of pupper it is, but it's a pupper. In this episode, there are a lot of puppies, so I needed to include them in the poster somehow. So they're just like all over the tank, and they're going to be flying into the air and stuff from the explosion.
I'm into it.
A rain of puppers. A plague of puppers upon your house.
And puppers would never be a plague.
They'll be too cute, you won't be able to leave. How goes the boards, Mike?
It's okay. I'm doing some like fills and stuff today, so that I can get. I don't know. I'm just fleshing out that same sequence from yesterday.
You blocking stuff in?
Yeah.
I can't believe that there is an auto-generate mat.
Oh shit! There is an auto-generate map.
Yeah, I can't believe there is.
Yeah, there is.
I keep forgetting that exists. I thought that was only a Toon Boom Harmony thing.
I
not a
wish you'd said that
storyboard.
earlier.
Really?
I think I've got too many gaps in mine, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realise, so I've just been like hand drawing the mats underneath the layers and then filling them like a fool.
Oh, I may have broken Photoshop.
Oh no!
It's okay.
It's Hardy.
Just give it a sec.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
There we go. Yeah. BN Motive says, India, I kept pushing the lack of enjoyment away, and now I am making good progress on my sketch. I feel so happy with it.
Oh, Rolando, that's amazing. I'm so happy for you. That's so awesome to hear. Heck yeah, dude. Man, I love it when it feels like a sketch is going well. There's no better feeling. It's like flying. It's good because there's no worse feeling than when no matter what you do or how you draw, nothing seems to come out right. Because sometimes there are days like that where it's just a bad drawing day.
Mhm.
And that's super frustrating.
It happens.
Yeah,
To the best of us.
we all have them, and it really sucks, but they never last. It's a good thing. So, new Turtles episodes are out today.
Today. Oh
Today?
yeah, today. Oh my gosh, today.
Battle Nexus.
Where do you view it?
Sorry?
Where can you view it?
I can't, I don't think. I think you need to be in the US to view it. But luckily, I'm friends with a bunch of other Turtle fans, and some of them who are like able to will buy it and then share it with people who are unable to see it. So they hook me up sometimes, which is super nice. There's someone streaming later, says Void Inked Pen. Oh, really? Really?
Are they streaming it live or are they streaming it just when they're able to see it? I say that because I would love to hang out there, but I would also love to just sit and enjoy the episode.
You want to sit with it on the TV?
Yeah. Live, I think. Aww.
I mean, it's kind of nice though too, because there's a communal spirit to everyone watching and reacting together.
Yeah.
I mean, we could probably stream it on the TV, and if you want, we can just turn the chat off, Mike.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to. I want to participate in it, but you know.
Oh man, I'm so excited for the new episodes. Seems like they're going to be big uns. Movie night on Discord. Hey, you know, maybe if people in the peg bar are caught up, then we could link you guys to the stream. I wouldn't want to spoil anyone who's not caught up, but well, we'll definitely link you, Evelyn, because you seem up for it.
Come on. Phil. I need you to fill.
You got your closed gaps on.
Yeah, it should be. Oh no, I turned them off. Just it takes so long. There we go.
No one closes gaps like Gaston. Evelyn, that's an awesome idea. I'm probably going to be too busy today to spend it watching the episodes, but if you guys in the peg bar wanted to like organize something where you guys watched it together, then that would be totally cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all about encouraging people to watch more TMNT.
You didn't reach out to a particular person yesterday.
I didn't, but I was waiting till that particular person was online, and they were not. They were online just before the stream this morning, I saw though.
Oh.
But at that point, there wasn't any time to do it, so...
Gotcha.
Mike and I are trying to recommend it to as many people as possible.
So far, I've let two people who both have an interest in animation, but also an audience to tell about their interest in animation. So.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed they watch it, and fingers crossed they enjoy it. The show needs more support. I couldn't agree more. I feel like everyone's just been unaware of it for a long time.
It's been weird, right? Because like it's so well made. Why don't more people know about it?
Yeah, it is really odd. I can't think of a reason why it hasn't taken off. Maybe other than the fact that it's hard to get hold of. I think it used to be easier to get hold of though. Like, I know there was a bit of a fan backlash against it from classic Turtle fans, but I figured that there would be enough new people watching it.
Something was so odd.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate. I hope that it's something that can be fixed. Hope that more people can discover it and enjoy it.
Crab's like, hello, have you heard of our Lord and Savior, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, we should go door to door with pamphlets. Yeah, Nick is not handling it very well. That's for sure. I mean,
What's that?
Nickelodeon's not handling it very well. I mean, illustrated by the very fact that Mike and I are unable to watch it anywhere legally. Let us support your show, please.
Yeah.
Please let me buy it.
I finished watching New Girl.
Oh yeah? Please, sir. How was New Girl?
I really, really liked it.
Aw, that's awesome.
The
What was that like? What's that Aaron joke about that? It's like, you know, you got that. You like, who is that? Please, sir, may I have some more Tom Sawyer or whatever. It is.
Oliver Twist.
He's like, well, whatever. Tom Sawyer hanging out with all the po' boys.
Aaron, no. Yeah, I never really got into New Girl myself. I watched the beginning of it. Have you seen New Girl, Patrick?
I have not. What is it?
It's
Tell me.
It's kind of a more contemporary series like Friends, where it's a group of flatmates hanging out, getting into spats and relationships, and they're all kind of kooky. It stars Zooey Deschanel as the main character, Jess Day. But one of the characters, Nick, is so endearing, and he's the voice actor for Peter Parker in Spider-Verse. But it's so interesting to just like hear that voice elsewhere, because I hadn't seen him in anything else except for this. But it's so kooky and endearing that it just captured me. I was like, this is good soul food.
It's not for me, but I'm happy that you're enjoying it, or have enjoyed it since you finished it.
Yeah, there's like 7 seasons of it.
That's so many seasons.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll even go so far as to admit that particular like later episodes made me cry.
Aw.
So.
What about you, Pat? Have you been watching anything recently? Anything new?
I've been meaning to finish Kingdom. I haven't finished it yet.
Oh, what's Kingdom?
It's a South Korean, like, political thriller action film. It's basically like set in medieval Korea, and it follows this like prince dude who's like going about the country, and then like it turns out that there's a zombie outbreak.
Oh, wow.
I was not expecting that.
It's flipping crazy. And it's so good.
That sounds super interesting.
It's definitely like I put it up there with like some of my favorite Koreans.
Cool. Is it like one season, or is it multiple seasons?
It's got 2 seasons now.
And you think it's gonna keep going after that too?
Definitely worth a watch.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, cool.
I highly recommend.
That sounds radical. I've not been watching anything. I've been listening to Wooly vs. The 1,000-Year Door, which has been fun. That game is kind of bananas.
1,000-Year Door.
1,000-Year Door.
Yeah, it's Paper Mario.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Paper Mario game.
The dialogue and stuff in that are like kind of off the wall.
Yeah, like It seems super well made and super interesting and super good, but tonally it's really strange for a Mario game. Like, they have characters who are like depressed or suffering from PTSD. They have a noose in the center of the main square of the main town.
It sounds like if the Yakuza developers made a Mario game.
Yeah, it feels like
Kind
the
of.
kind of thing that Nintendo wouldn't have let get released. Yeah, it's here and it's a thing.
What is it with the feeling that Nintendo are kind of a wholesome developer? Like, in terms of like they would avoid that sort of thing? Because
Well,
clearly they wouldn't.
that's the front they put out. Like, that's the thing, is this game, there hasn't been another game like it in terms of the Mario franchise since.
Mm.
And they're definitely, like, Nintendo definitely try and put themselves forward as a family-friendly company and put a lot of effort into that. But then you look into their back catalogue and there's a lot of games where it's like, wow, is it Eldritch Horror or is it Kirby?
Kirby is Eldritch Horror. You have to admit there is something not all untoward about that little pink inflatable demon.
Oh yeah, I mean, Kirby has infinity inside of him. Like,
Yeah,
Kirby is a god, essentially,
he's a cosmic horror.
as far as I'm concerned. But those are always my favourite games, though, are the slightly weird, bizarre ones, you know?
Step aside, Moon Spirit.
Sorry?
Bloodborne reference.
Oh, nice. I didn't get it.
Imagine someone modded the part in the game where that moon spirit appears in Bloodborne, and they just replace it with Kirby.
I mean,
just-
I
Oh, it'd be
can't.
so terrifying.
That'd be so
Oh,
good.
no.
Oh, that like Thomas the Tank Engine Skyrim level.
No.
Just
Don't do it.
I want that now. I want that to exist.
I don't even know what it is, but I want it because of Pat's reaction to it.
Oh, it'd be so horrifying. A giant Kirby coming down from the moon to eat you. Fuck that noise.
Oh man, that sounds like something that could happen.
And then throughout the game, the big red moon
Touch up.
in the or the purple red or the purple moon in the sky just has Kirby's face
Yeah,
throughout
it's just
the
pink instead.
throughout the rest throughout the rest of the game.
Smiling
Every time you
down.
look up, he's there. He's watching. Oh please!
I'm into it.
Oh please!
Oh, it's so horrifying.
He will consume you.
He will consume all. Everything is here for Kirby to consume.
Don't like it.
But yeah, I love those old unsettling games where there's something just slightly off about them.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Such as.
What's that one? What's that one where you're like a boy that gets sucked into another dimension and all the graphics are like kind of weirdly realistic?
Heart of Darkness.
Heart of Darkness, yeah.
That's such a good game.
Yeah, like, and so visually interesting. You
Do
know,
you want to do a let's play of that game?
we could do, the gameplay itself isn't like the most responsive,
No.
so it could be kind of frustrating, but I love the look of that game. It almost equates itself to stop motion for me, in that I love it when games experiment with the look of the world and they use things like photo bashing and such to give it that strange realism and
Did
that
you-
edge.
Did you play it?
Yes,
Ah, me too.
I did.
never
I don't know if I ever
completed it, though.
completed it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
never-
there you
yeah.
are.
I got to like what felt like end game stuff and just I had to give it back to the video shop.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's how it used to go, right? You used to go down at the weekend and rent something for the weekend and then have to give it back.
Well, yeah, you might have rented it,
Back in the old days.
Yeah.
but my dad worked in the video shop.
Oh,
so-
yeah. Like a little shop. It was like a newsagent's, and in newsagents they used to have like little video and game rental sections. So they would have like stacks of Sega Saturn games that you could pay £1.50 and take them away for the night and bring them back the next day.
back in the day, what they would do for video rental stores is they would put out these things called time codes. Now, what time codes would be previews of soon-to-be released VHS or DVDs that were put out before the official release date, so that video store owners would be able to preview the movies and decide which ones they wanted to get into their store.
Oh, interesting.
Which meant that there was every summer, the video store owner, he would go on like a 2-week break, effectively, like a holiday somewhere. He would just travel, and for those 2 weeks my dad would be completely in charge of the store. So for those 2 summer weeks, my dad would be like, what films do you want to see?
Here's all the things that aren't out yet.
Yeah, here's all the films that aren't out yet.
Whoa.
And he would bring back, like, because he could bring the films home and then take them back in the morning when he went to work, it was fine. Like, he wasn't taking films and preventing anyone else from renting them. So he'd be like, which films do you want to see tonight? So you bring back 2 or 3. So
that's amazing.
My childhood was just full of movies. Good times.
Oh man, that's so good.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah. That is awesome. You got to see stuff before it came out.
Yeah. I mean, like, it'd be between cinema release and DVD release.
Mm-hmm.
So people would have seen it in the cinema, but imagine the amount of money that we saved not having to go to the cinema.
Yeah.
Like, the cinema for us used to be in the town, but it eventually closed down, and the nearest cinema was like a 30 to 40 minute drive into another town.
Right.
So around that time, it was like, this was the way to see films before you had to rent them. This was before streaming and everything as well.
Yeah.
Evelyn is saying
We're old.
that we,
yeah. Welcome to the We Are Old stream.
Evelyn's saying we had such a wholesome moment on stream last night with Doig and Dad. So Patrick, last night, I had to mute while India was in a call, and for that hour, my dad had to take over, like, the voice responsibilities on the stream, and he just started, like, telling stories. It was nice to listen to while I was trying to, like, just get through the New Game Plus part to get to the DLC. But on stream he said he was really proud of me, and it was really nice to hear. But I'm like, you say this now when I can't reply? I'm like in the chat just like yelling at him.
He waited for his moment.
Yeah. Because in previous episodes or whatever, in previous streams, I'd be like, are you proud of me yet, Dad? He's like, uh-huh. He just like disdainfully just be like, And then slowly I've impressed him with my Bloodborne skills.
Man. I wish that I could earn my dad's pride through playing Bloodborne. But I don't think my dad knows what Bloodborne is.
I don't think your dad would know what Bloodborne was, even if you showed him it, explained it to him, and let him play it.
I don't think so.
What? Why?
Dad is not.
Wouldn't he know that?
He's not the most up to date on computer games. He doesn't really understand computer games.
For 3 or 4 years,
computers.
Well, he's got to the point where he can send emails.
He can send emails that have line breaks in them now.
Yes. Yeah, I taught him where the return key was on his iPad, so now he can make new lines in his emails, which is great.
Yeah. Do you remember that? Like,
I do. I remember him being confused because it said return instead of having an arrow like he was used to. So he didn't understand what it was, so he didn't press it to find out.
I didn't know it was the return key. It's like, it says return on it. I could understand if it didn't say return and it had the arrow and he didn't understand what the arrow meant. I think because he's used to using like a PC keyboard, it has the arrow. So the fact that the arrow wasn't there, but it did say return, he was like, I didn't know what it did.
And I didn't want to press it in case it did something strange.
Impossible.
He's adorable. My dad's great.
He is the best.
So I don't think I could ever get him to play computer games with me or understand what they are. But he actually watched some of our Let's Plays, apparently. Which is super sweet.
He liked the Knights on Bikes one because it referenced Cornwall.
Yes. Right? I appreciate that even if he doesn't understand it, he's still willing to support us.
Yeah. I think he watches the streams sometimes as well.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
Hey, India's dad, if you're listening.
Hey dad, love you.
Oh.
Just to get my mum to listen now.
I don't know about that.
One day.
My uncle was on the stream last night as well.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. We were talking like my dad was like, what was it? He was saying when I told him that he'd have to like cover the stream for that hour, he was saying he could do an Elvis Presley impression as a joke. I was like, oh man, do it! I didn't know you could do that. He's like, no, I can't. And my uncle in the chat was like, sing a song.
Does your uncle live near your dad? Physically?
No, my uncle actually lives what's it called? Yeah, my uncle lives in Bowness.
But what Bowness is in the Lake District? Okay.
No, exactly. When you were like, we're gonna go to Bowness in the Lake District, I was like, wait, what? Have we been what? No, there's another one.
That's where I lived for a long time, so that would have been surprising.
You lived in Bowness for a long time.
Well, I live very near Bowness.
Near Bowness. Yeah, no, there's a Scottish Bowness. Yeah.
That makes sense. It's a Scottish name, so that makes sense.
It's like near Edinburgh.
Oh, cool.
Edinburgh is also a Scottish name.
That is.
Yes.
Strange.
Strange, isn't it? Yeah, my parents are both from Edinburgh. Although I've never lived there. That's where most of my extended family were at one time.
Oh, my aunt and uncle are in Edinburgh now.
Wait, the ones that were building their own house?
Yeah, they have bought a small castle and are repurposing it.
Excuse me?
Well, hang on.
Explain.
A small castle.
Yes. Yes.
Do they come small?
I guess so. Yeah, I guess I do. And they're making it into their dream home after living in a camper van for the past year or something while the construction was being done.
It's been more than a year now. So what? Now they live in Edinburgh while it's still going on?
Yeah. Well, they live on the grounds that they own in their camper van while the thing is being constructed.
Right, gotcha.
And it might have been finished now, so they might be in there, which is good because I don't think they enjoyed living in a camper van
Orlando
with
says,
2 dogs.
Does that make India a princess?
Yes.
India's royalty confirmed.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm a princess.
Oh dear. India? No.
Bring me cake. Squire.
Okay.
I wish. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It just makes me someone who has an aunt and uncle who live in a repurposed castle. That's all.
What are they repurposing the castle for?
A house.
Like, because that's what castles usually are. We're living in.
Castles aren't the best places to live. You'd be surprised. They're extremely drafty.
So
and
you mean
old.
they're refurbishing the castle? Because when you said repurpose, I was like, to do what?
I mean, the original purpose of a castle is to defend.
Yeah, but also to house. Like, unless they were like reducing the amount of defense that their castle have.
I mean, I think there might be. There might be a few arrow holes leaving the walls so that they don't have horrible drafts all the time.
What will they do? Like, they have the perfect zombie... Well, not really, but...
I think they're hoping there won't be a zombie apocalypse. Unlike you.
I wouldn't... I'm not hoping for that. I just wouldn't plan against it. If I had a castle, I wouldn't be like, don't want to shoot from these walls.
You know, I'd still rate their chances better in the castle than in the camper van, though, if zombie stuff happened.
As would I. But if you can't have a nice, like, arrow slit, what can you have?
Well,
really?
I mean, you'd have to ask them. No one take that the wrong way. It sounds dirty, but it's not.
Oh.
My coworkers, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god, you're getting text messages. Your dad says, "I am listening, Indy."
Oh my gosh. That's frightening.
And
Hi,
also,
Dad.
the castle is in Dundee. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Oh, I got it wrong, guys. The castle's in Dundee.
Here, take your phone.
Thank you. Thanks, Dad, for updating us. Also, hello, I love you. I hope you're having a good morning. Thank you for listening. This is Patrick, who we work with. You probably know this already, but just in case you don't.
Now, Texas.
Yeah. He is an awesome friend and the leader of the Knights.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know if my dad knows how to use the chat, so he might not be able to reply to you guys, but if you can't see it, Dad, then everyone in chat is saying hello to you.
He's WhatsApping India.
He is. I've just read his messages, and the tone of India, the castle is Dundee, is extremely disappointed. There's just India, then full stop, then the castle is in Dundee, ... kiss kiss.
Well, you were saying they live in Edinburgh.
I got it wrong. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's why I was like, I thought they were living, like, that's why I was surprised when you're like, oh, they've given up on the thing they were doing because they've moved to Edinburgh.
Oh no, you had it right. I had it
Right.
wrong.
Okay,
I'm the
yeah.
awfully forgetful one.
Okay.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. I hope that we get to visit at some point and see it, because I mean, it sounds pretty cool.
Okay, I'm gonna try automating this. When you automat, do you have to close off the bottom edge, or is it clever enough to know that that should be closed?
That would be an amazing thing for it to know, actually. That would be really great. I don't think it does know.
It doesn't know. Okay.
No, I think you have to.
Okay. Let me just close off that edge then.
Oh, Red Prime, that's super nice of you. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm really happy to have you here. Evelyn says, thank you for making India.
Oh, Renee.
Oh.
Renee is saying that I've been awakened by a huge thunderstorm going on right now. I'm sweaty and spooked and I can't fall back asleep.
Oh no, Renee!
Oh, you need to cuddle your rats, Renee.
Yeah, go and find George and Dorf. Let them comfort you.
Shoot.
Does anyone have any like nice wholesome stories to tell to distract Renee?
Oh my gosh, I just saw what you're doing on Mikey and it looks fantastic.
Oh, dude, thank you.
Look at that, like, rim lighting and everything.
Rim lighting. The artist's crutch.
It's not. It's great. It describes the form in
Be
it.
very decisive with it.
It's
Can you zoom in
it
on
always
that?
looks good. I can zoom in on it. I'm kind of scared too, but would you like me to?
Oh, I want to. Okay, no, I just made the screen bigger for myself. Wow. Wow, this is looking amazing.
Oh, dude, thank you.
I love this.
Oh, stop.
Okay.
But don't really carry on. I'm joking. That's really nice of you, dude. Thank you.
It's a really great expression.
It helped to sketch it out first. Like, I always think in line. So, unlike you, who tends to block things in colour first, I can't just go straight into painting and colour blocking. Like, I find it much easier to get my expressions down with line art first.
Now, drawing is, I would argue, is better than just trying to figure it out. If you're figuring out composition, then blocking I think is way better and faster. But if you're figuring out like an actual illustration, line is the way to go to make everything feel solid.
The dog butt is the thing that's tripping me up.
Dog butt.
The dog butt. Oh, thank you, Robin. Yeah, do you have any nice wholesome stories to tell, Renee? What was that amazing dream I had that was really stupid, Mike, that I told you about the other day? I understand that that is extremely vague.
I don't know. I had a dream yesterday.
Go on.
I'm not gonna tell you.
What?
Wow,
But
so
I-
wholesome.
But I just remembered what it was. I just remembered that I had it.
Was it decidedly unwholesome?
It was our flatmate like telling me to clean something. So
Ah. Not the most interesting dream.
no.
Fair enough.
I found some pictures of my pupper when he was.
Oh, that sounds perfect. Let's throw him up.
I was amazed at how much grayer he is now. So much grayer and saggier.
It's okay, we all get greyer and saggier as life goes on.
Red Prime, it's not
Yes.
After Effects, it's Storyboard Pro, and I'm kind of like blocking out the motion in that.
Can you send us those pictures over? I'll put them on screen for people to enjoy.
Just pulling them up right now.
Awesome.
Dig deep.
When illustrated puppers aren't enough.
Okay, so I'm gonna save this. How do I do format again?
Is that what-
I think it's up in drawings or something.
Okay. So if I am on that and then I say generate
I want
auto.
to share with you Makushla as well. There's a picture of Makushla.
Okay, here we go, guys. Oh my gosh, are you guys ready for this? This is too cute. They look like a little fruit bat.
Yeah, that didn't work.
I have to
Here
do my
he is
reference.
playing with Kusa.
Here you are, everybody. Enjoy. Courtesy of Patrick.
Cute
Little
Pumper.
Makushla likes to climb up on me and nibble on my beard.
That's the cutest thing in the world. Everybody look.
Oh, he's got a turtle.
He's got a turtle. What?
Yeah.
So adorable.
There's Kusa. It's much younger. What's the most recent picture I got of this?
He's eating it
It's nice on
alive.
the couch now. What's that?
I think they're laughing at the puppers eating your beard.
Alright, it's uploading. So that's what he looked like when I first got him, because Kusith was full grown when I first got him.
Okay.
Now look at him.
Oh, Kuseth. Such an old man. Here we are, guys. This is current day Kuseth. Hold on, I have to zoom out. There we are.
He's an old
Silver
He's
old
sleeping
man.
He's sleeping right behind me right now.
Aww. I think chat would appreciate it if either after the stream or at some point you gave him a few pats from the chat.
Of course. He'll never say no to that. He just sleeps and gets food and pets. That's about all he does.
That's a good life.
Yeah.
Aw, adorable.
One could argue the best life.
He's almost all white on the face now. It's crazy. See how gray he's gotten?
Yeah. Very cute. It looks good on him.
Very
Yeah,
distinguished.
he's still, he's still quite healthy. I think he's past a decade at this point, so it's all bonus years as far as I'm concerned.
Aw. Little booger.
Yes, and give belly rubs from me.
Pat pats. Yes.
He's the very first dog I've ever owned.
Aw.
Yeah. I got him before Makushlai just helped foster. But yeah.
Good old Kusith.
He's a good boy.
Ah, there we are. My hue saturation was hidden behind all my reference. This reference program is great though. It pins on top of everything.
Yeah.
And you can choose to have it do that or to go behind things. So it's really handy. Because usually when I try to pull up reference in a browser window next to Photoshop, every time I click on Photoshop, I lose the reference because it pops behind.
Yeah. PureRef is pretty good. I like it because you can save like banks of reference to then pull up later. Like you can open up BSDs and stuff, but it just feels somehow more approachable that you can just minimize it, put it wherever, put it behind. Watcha.
Oh yeah, Rolando, please do. Please feel free to post any progress you have.
Yeah, go for it, Rolando.
Yeah.
We would love to see what you've been working on.
Also, I think it's about time that I head out. This is 4 a.m. here.
Oh, get some sleep, Patrick. We should.
It must be 10 there, I think, for you.
Yeah, we're gonna have to call the stream in a sec as well, because we are at our time.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for joining. We had like 40 people in here.
Yeah, it's been super cool, and thank you so much
Patrick's.
for chatting with us.
Oh my god.
Patrick.
Sorry, I just read a comment.
Patrick Stan art. Power Pro. It's fantastic. Hope you're going to change all of your social media handles to this now, Patrick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a nice white eye here.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, no, I'm gonna make it slightly off-white because you're gonna have a glint in it.
Yeah, Rabbit, we have the standard is something that we have at night. We're always striving for that standard.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
I think you guys have far surpassed it.
Oh, I don't know. It's still a shining beacon.
Nights would not be the same if it didn't have a Michael and an India.
Well, I mean, that's true, but whether it would be better or worse off is debatable.
That's not debatable. How dare you?
There would be fewer holes in the floor, probably.
What? What are you implying that we do to the floor?
Put holes in it. Oh, Hinkapink Art, thanks so much. I'm having trouble with this dog butt, so I appreciate the encouragement. I might just leave it and then come back to it. I might run away from the dog butt entirely and come back to it in a different frame of mind.
You have to be in a certain frame of mind for a dog butt.
Maybe I'll think of the way that I'm meant to be shading this. Maybe it will come to me as I do other stuff.
In a dream.
Hopefully not.
We should think of who to raid.
Yes.
Yeah, let me have a look. just wanted to get India a little solid before calling it.
I am a little solid. That used to be my nickname in high school.
That has connotations.
A
India.
little solid.
Little solid.
Not a lot,
Just a little.
but a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly liquid.
It's like the level below featherweight.
A little solid.
Mostly solid. Like I'm like 80-20 solid and squish.
80% squish, 20% solid.
Can you bring up Rollo's work that he was doing?
Can, thank you. I would have missed that. Ooh. Oh, look at this. Cute Robo. With cute girls.
That's very nice.
That's super cute.
Lovely line work.
Yes. I really like the
that's
weighting
really
that you
nice.
have.
Sorry.
Rabbit says 98% solid, 2% milk. True.
Oh no, but I'm lactose intolerant at 2%. I'm running the risk. Let's see. Oh no, oh. I made a mistake. There we go. Mute site. There we go. Oh my god. Limmy is live. I forgot that he streamed on Twitch.
Limmy.
Yeah, he's a Scottish comedian.
Oh, cool.
He's playing American Truck Simulator.
He is indeed.
So who we raiding?
He's already got 1,600 people, so he don't need a raid.
Yeah, he don't need nobody. I never know who.
It's alright, Mike. There's no wrong decision.
Anyone have any recommendations? That they
I
know?
got a
that we
friend
don't know?
who could use a raid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't know many Twitch peoples. Everyone I see here is offline.
Do we have what choices do we have, Mike?
Nick Waz.
Yeah, we've got Nick Waz, Hainers, Domo Stanton, Raiko R, Tim Remmers, Brian EK, who we rated yesterday, Diariku, Desviz, Gelatin Guy, who we rated earlier this week, and iCager.
I mean, Nick Was and Domo are both awesome. I'd be like super happy to raid either of them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think we previously rated Nick, so let's go for Domo.
Okay. Domo is a Marvel artist, right?
He's currently working for DC, but I think he has done work for Marvel in the past.
So he's a DC comic artist and he does the comics on stream. Like he actually streams his work that's going to be in the comics. So it's super cool. And he's really friendly and real nice.
Yeah. Alright, let's go for
Doing
Domo.
Smart right now. Looks like he's done some SWAT Cat stuff before.
SWAT Cats!
I love SWAT Cats. Oh, I want to rewatch SWAT Cats
Oh
so
my gosh,
much.
I'll watch SWAT Cats with you. If
You
wanna
watch SWAT Cats
yeah.
with me? Alright.
I'm pretty sure I have some SWAT Cats on my Christmas tree as ornaments.
Alrighty, thank you everybody for coming to the stream.
Yeah, thanks guys. And thanks so much,
Seeing
Pat,
us-
for chatting.
Absolutely, it's always fun. Even if the only time I chat with you guys in a public setting is when I'm sleep deprived.
That's true. Hopefully one day we'll have some kind of hangout where it's a better time for you.
Where I can keep a conversation going for more than like an hour before I just drift off and you don't hear anything from me for a bit.
Hey, don't worry about it. Feel free to drift off any time. To the calming sound of our voices.
Raid has been initiated.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much. I'll continue working on this next week. I had fun painting today.
Everyone tell them Doig and Swift sent.
Sorry, Pat, what was that?
Oh, when the raid goes, just be like, we're here from Doig and Swift.
Oh yeah, shout adventure at them.
There you go.
And until next time,
May the rest
Adventure Nights.
of your day
be filled
with
adventure.
adventure.
Take care, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.